Okay, this is Saen Higgins. What is a tax lien on a house? This is a great question. And in this video, I'm going to cover from A to Z on exactly how that works and how to navigate the potential pitfalls of that, but also the potential profits that you will have on that. By the time we're done, I will share with you exactly where to find these, and how to profit from these. Because a lot of people don't understand this, but there's a little known secret behind tax lien certificates on how you and your family can profit from this. All that's going to be covered in here. Now listen, if you love this content, which a lot of you do, just hit the thumbs up. And if you have questions throughout, don't hesitate. Right when you get the question, just jot it down in the comments down below. I literally answer all those. Give it the thumbs up, algorithms, all that fun stuff that I don't really understand, but evidently it's important. Okay, so let's get right into it. So what is a tax lien on a house? Well, there's a number of different ways. There's a income tax lien against a property. That means the property owner has failed at communication. They're hiding. I mean, it's so difficult for the IRS to get to the point where they're putting a lien on somebody's house. Does it happen? Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. But that means communication, years of negotiation, all of those things have failed. The person just basically disappeared. And so they'll say, there's a house over there. We're going to go ahead and get their attention that way because, oh, trust me, it'll get their attention. Okay, mostly what people are talking about is what is a property tax lien against a house. Okay, so let's talk about this. Really simple. Every single property in the United States owes taxes. Every single year. We adopted this system from England. The difference we did is property taxes back in the day, okay, in England, were directed at the property owner and not the property because people really didn't sell properties. If you look at history, people got a property and that was like coveted and they very rarely sold it. I mean, there wasn't like a real estate industry, although that's changed in Europe a lot. I mean, it was pretty much a blessing if your family was able to get a piece of property. You know, you've got the, landlord, that came from the Lord, whatever that particular area, and people worked the land and they eventually worked it where they owned it. And it stayed in families for literally generations. Okay, so when the tax system came over to the United States, the counties needed money. They needed money for education, mostly. Then you've got roads, bridges, fire department, et cetera, et cetera. So where are we going to get this money? Well, John and Beth, or Elizabeth, right? That was a name back then, right? They own this property over here. We're going to have to figure out a value on that property so they can contribute fairly to the county, to meaning how much they owe in property taxes based on usage of the county. Based on that many acres, you're going to have kids and you're going to be going into town. You're going to be using bridges and educating and all that good stuff. This is why counties, everybody says, why would a county not allow Airbnbs? And that's a really good question. We cover that in other videos, but really it comes down to taxes. It's the use code. So if we've got somebody coming in and out of the property, I'm not saying this is right, but what some counties look at is they go, well, wait a second, all these people are using this property. Who's paying the taxes for the use of our county? Because they're getting more, so what they're looking at is where's our usage code on that, our tax on that. So that's kind of where it's at. Now, a tax lien certificate on a property is basically every property owes taxes. When the property owner fails to pay the property taxes for whatever reason, the only recourse the county has, because they don't have an enforcement, a law enforcement side of it. They can't, levy all these different things. So what they say is, okay, they owe us money because of the property tax, not because they've generated income from it, anything like that. It's just pure property taxes. The only thing we have is that property. So I want you to think about this. Who controls the title to a piece of property? Ultimately, at the end of the day, it's the county. So everything has to go through the county. So when somebody buys a property from somebody selling the property, the one thing that everybody wants to know is, does this person own the property? What liens and encumbrances are on the property? And when this person buys that property, are they going to eliminate all those? And it's very clear that they own the property. In the United States, this is very serious, okay? This is what makes real estate such a profitable endeavor here in the United States. It's so profitable that it's number one by head and shoulders. There are very few things, if any, that are even close to that. The next closest thing to normal Americans, that's you and me, making money, big money, is actually buying a franchise. I mean, that's way second, okay? Because of the fact there's such clarity on who owns the property and the county controls that, that's what makes it happen. But in the interim, the county is going, look, everybody can do what you want. You can buy and sell and you can make all the money you want. But until we get paid our property taxes, we will not issue clear title. In fact, if somebody does not pay the property taxes, by law, this is written into every state statutes out there, we have the obligation to the rest of the taxpayers of property to bring those taxes up to sale. So after a person's been 1 year delinquent on the property taxes, the counties are allowed to have a sale. Not all of them do it this way. I'm just going basic on it. What they say is, hey, property owners failed to pay the property taxes. We're going to go ahead and start a sale. At that sale, people like you and me can put the money up for those delinquent taxes. Now, I'm not giving it to the property owner. Who knows what they're doing? I mean, they're already delinquent on their property taxes. I'm dealing with the county. In this case, the county will be the workhorse for you. Okay, so they'll do about 90% of the work for you. So you put up the money. You didn't cause anything to happen. The lien was already there. The county's just like, you guys, we need this money to run our county. We don't want to wait around. So what we'll do is this. While we're waiting, we'll let you guys buy the tax lien. By us buying the tax lien, that buys the property owner time. Okay? So this is crucial. The property owner will get what they call a redemption period or grace period or whatever you want to call it. And they say, okay, we're going to give property owners 2 years. Let's just use that for this example. So once somebody buys the tax lien, now the property owner in this particular hypothetical has 2 years. That means they have to come into the county within 2 years to pay the full amount of taxes on the property plus the interest rate. Once the county sees that you're the lien holder of record, they will issue you a check by law within 5 to 10 business days for the full interest rate and what you put into it. Think about this. What are banks paying right now? Well, counties, they're paying 16%. They're paying 18%. They're paying 25% with virtually no risk because at all times, your investment is backed up by the underlying value of the property. Here's the hook. Here's the slam dunk, the mic drop, if you will. If the property owner fails to come in within the prescribed amount of time to pay off those taxes, in this scenario, it's going to be 2 years. The lien holder takes possession of the county and they can foreclose on the property, thus eliminating all liens and encumbrances, including a mortgage. What? You can't eliminate a mortgage? Yeah. Now, they don't just sneak in there and go, we got you. Okay, what they do is they have to notify everybody that's got a lien against the property and say, hey, guys, everybody, including the property owner, enough's enough. This has been 3 or 4 years since they've paid the taxes on this. We're foreclosing the property. If one of you don't protect your situation, which means you have to pay the taxes plus the interest rate, I will take the property, thus, by state statute, eliminating all liens and encumbrances. It's the only lien out there that can actually do this. Not a mortgage, not the IRS. There are no liens that when sold at a sale for delinquency, failure to pay, breach of contract, whatever you want to say, is ever going to eliminate everything on there. Okay, matter of fact, a tax lien can never be eliminated for any reason except for being satisfied, period. This puts you, the investor, in an unbelievable driver's seat. I don't care what happens to the stock market, bond market. I don't care what happens to elections. I don't care what happens in foreign wars. It doesn't matter what happens out there. If Johnny thinks he's Sally, or Sally thinks she's Johnny, any of those things, I'm getting the interest rate on it. Are we clear on that? There are so many things you want to be careful of. Just because I'm buying a lien on a property doesn't mean it's a property that I want. There are layers of where do you find them? What's the best interest rate? When do the sales happen? How do I bid? And guess what I've got for you? I've got a brand new course. It's free. I will literally walk you through every single one of those gamuts in there so you can determine exactly how tax liens work for you and your family. Just click the link down below and it's my gift to you. It's higginsmethod.com. Click the link. Watch the course, and I'll see you on the other side. This is Saen Higgins saying, God bless.